Okay, so this is just a little mini rant. You probably get to see my messy car now. As fabulous as I am, I totally drive like a slamming mama-mobile because, like I said, I'm a mom, so that is primary focus for me. I'm fancy, but I'm a mom. So I had a little rant today because I saw an article about going on about how amazing it is when all these artistic people are doing all these side hustles, which if you are an artist, you already know this. This isn't new information. And something about it just really drove me crazy. It just made me rant. And it's the reason why I came up with this course, because we just accept that creative industries exist, but it's like they don't exist. Like they're not really real. They're just people's fun and hobby. Because yes, there are people that do it for fun, but it is work. It is work. It's just like any other type of occupation. And some people do it at an amateur level and some people do it at a professional level. But we just accept that no matter what level you're at, that you're expected to act as though it's not. And it's so maddening to me. So we accept that you can be on your way up, top of your field, studying forever, just super uber talented, and yet doing something that you hate every day that sucks up the life of you. Now, I have no issues with a side hustle. I have a side hustle. I take a little part-time job. But here's my thing about the side hustle. One, it shouldn't have to be your main source of income if you are a creative professional. Your creative business, if you're a creative entrepreneur, your business is your main source. Also, it should be something that enriches your life still, with super uber flexibility because you're busy doing your other work, or doing something fun that, just like your art form, you're like, I probably would do that anyway. Like, my side hustle is very minimal, and I tell them, hey, my full-time job as a creative entrepreneur is going to take precedence. Cool, man. Because what happens is people take these and it drains them, and so they're not being able to do their best work. And this is throughout all mediums. I'm not talking about just actors, writers, just everyone, dancers, choreographers, artists. And it's so maddening. And I want to sit people down and say, you know, if you're going to do that, why aren't you doing something? If you feel like you need more to generate more income, why aren't you generating more income with your art? Because I realize now, and that's why I created the course, because people don't think they can. It's not that they don't have skills. If someone hired them, of course they have skills. And anyone that works in any art knows the level of skill that it takes to do that often go unnoticed. There's lots of skills involved in doing the arts, but a lot of artists they're so used to the traditional mindset of, oh, well, I'm an artist, so I have to be a secretary too, because, you know, I'm not going to make it on my own. There's ways you could make money using your art form. There are ways, and I know people that do this. I know people that are in voiceover. I know people that are professional painters, and that they found a way to get people to hire them for their art, in addition to their personal projects. I know people who are professional actors. I know people who are professional choreographers. I know people who are professional writers. Like, I know and work with and interact with people every day, and they're not all Hollywood multimillionaire famous. They can be one day. They might be one day, if they want to be. The thing is, though, it's so accepted that, well, you know, I'm not going to make it. And when I say it's mindset, is when you don't think you can. When you really just think it's like, well, I'm never going to get to that point, and I really just need to, you know, just keep this side, keep my full-time job all the time until I make it, until I get to a point, without any plan or thought about how that's going to happen, or writing down your goals, or really getting in your head like, hey, what am I doing? Why am I doing this thing that has nothing to do with my art and is not teaching me any good solid skills? I mean, I'll even give it if you're learning some strong business skills or if you're learning something outside yourself. But most of the time, no. It's literally just, I'm just doing this job because I need to do something. You can find a way to make money on your art. The first step is believing it. Because here's the thing, you're an artist. You're super creative. Artists can figure out how to make... Artists are so creative and they can solve just about any problem with their mind. Artists create whole worlds, you guys. You literally create whole worlds that didn't exist, no matter what your medium. Whether it's visual, audio, speaking, movement, whatever. Before you got around to it, there was nothing. And you put your mind to it, and now there's something there that pulls everyone in and causes an emotional release. You create whole worlds. I know you can figure out a way. Hey, if you put your mind to it, I bet you I can do X, Y, Z. Yeah, you have to market. Yeah, you have to start considering yourself as an entrepreneur and business owner. That's okay. That's amazing, because that's what you are. You're a creative entrepreneur. So that is I was so frustrated. So that's why I created the course. Because why it bothers me is because you're not producing your best work when you're drained and spending all your time doing something you don't even care about. You're not able to do your best work. And that rips you off, and that rips off the people who get to consume it and enjoy it and learn from it. And get that emotional response. All the reasons we partake in art. And we're not getting it. Because you're not able to give your best stuff. And even if you're doing good stuff now, guess what? You have even more in you. Imagine the amazing stuff you could do if you weren't drained from something all the time. So that is why I create the course. I just want artists to the first step is believing you can. Believing that that's something that is possible to do. And sometimes it comes from not being exposed to it enough. Sometimes it comes from messaging you hear. Sometimes it just comes from confidence. You just don't think anyone will pay you for anything. Besides, showing up to a 9-to-5 or something. So, it was so maddening. But I would love to... Oh, and the other thing, kind of related. It might have to be a separate post, but it was kind of related. So, there is a woman, I'm not going to say her name, because I'm not trying to shame anyone at all. There is a woman, she works full-time, corporate, 9-to-5, whatever job. Like, that's just what she does. And she posted something about, oh my gosh, I took some pictures. First time she's ever taken pictures. Like, she agreed to take pictures of friends or family or something. And she's like, it was so much fun. You know what? I think I'm going to make this my side hustle. Okay. So, here's where I start to write. And the same thing happens in every medium of art form. Now, it's one thing if she's always had a passion for this, and in her spare time she's been doing reading and learning about lighting and experimenting and all the things that you do when you're learning a new art form. You stumble and you fall, and she's already been passionate about it for years and years and years, and like she already has a love for it. I don't think that's what it was though. Like, literally she was just like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun, I'm gonna do this. Now, she enters the marketplace. She starts advertising, she starts charging a fee for her services. Maybe she charges really low, maybe she doesn't, I don't know. She starts charging and looking for clients. So now she's in the marketplace. Someone who is looking to hire a photographer and they don't know where to go, she's now competing in the business. Meanwhile, there are amazing photographers that don't consider themselves professional, that are afraid to ask people for money. And they're amazing. But in their mind, they're not taking pictures of Disney characters in studios. So they don't consider themselves worthy of calling themselves a professional. And they say things to me like, oh, I just don't like marketing. But they're so good at what they do because they love it and they train it and they've been training at it. Maybe they even went to school for it. Maybe they even took higher education. Maybe they are just master level already because they've been doing it for so long, but they don't think it's possible because they don't live in LA or they don't live in New York and they don't have a fancy camera and they really hate marketing. I want to find that person and say, please take my course, please. Because here's the thing. That other person's in the marketplace too. And someone's not going to know better and they're going to give them money. And that new person, she doesn't have imposter syndrome because this is just a lark for her. Yes, she is still working a full-time job, but this other person is also working something that they don't like to do, but they have the skills. So they could have been out there. Why should the consumer only have those choices? Why shouldn't the consumer be able to get and pay you lots of money for amazing work? Why can't amazing artists charge their premium prices as they should so they can sustain themselves and let the low-hanging fruit go to someone who's like, I'm just trying to look to save a buck, and they get meh service? Because that is, you want to talk about marketing, that's your marketing slant. Yeah, you can go to your buddy that, is going to do it for a chocolate milkshake and dinner. But here's the quality you're going to get. When you pay for me, you're paying this premium price because you are paying for all the things that I have devoted myself to up until this point. You're paying for quality. You're paying for the value of my time, my effort, my eye, my training. That's what you're paying for. But because the artist has imposter syndrome and they're not in the mindset that they're allowed to do that or that they're ready, they need to be ready, they're just not ready. So yeah, the consumer gets kind of ripped off. So the more I thought about it, it just drove me crazy. I'm like, please, people, sign up for this course. Get your mindset in action. Voiceover, it happens a lot too. I know voiceover professionals, they have been doing this for years, even if they haven't been doing it for years, because I know there are people who have been doing it less time than me and way more time than me, but that you can tell the difference between someone who's in it to win it and who just loves it so much and who's studying and investing in the right equipment and learning how to edit and going to classes and networking and talking to people and studying and researching and doing their own training and going to vocal workshops, on and on and on. Meanwhile, you also get people that are like, I just got this cool new microphone, so I'm gonna do voiceover now. You kidding me? So let's leave the low-hanging fruit for those folks, and everyone else charge the prices that you deserve that make sense for what you're bringing to the marketplace so you can sustain yourself. And if you need a side hustle, go do something that supports what you have to offer already. This is why I am offering this course, because I'm tired of seeing amazing artists just withering away when there are people willing to pay them. I saw someone I was working with, she gave me a great quote when she was worrying about, like, I don't know, I'm afraid what to charge, and she said her dad was a dry cleaner and that he got a really big contract with Macy's, and so that's how he made a fortune in dry cleaning, of all things. And he would have dresses come in from Macy's, and Macy's in New York, the big signature one in Herald Square. And he would have dresses for like $500 or $5,000 come through that he would dry clean for fashion shows. And she said, and he told her when she was worrying about pricing, and he said, there are dresses, people make dresses for $50 and people make dresses for $5,000. And honestly, when it comes down to it, the actual construction of making a dress or a pair of pants or a shirt, there's a baseline. Like, you're not going to put 3 legs on a pair of pants. You need a neck hole for a dress. Like, there are things that get done, but there are people that are going to charge $50 for a dress, and people are going to charge $5,000 for a dress. And they're both dresses. You can put them both on, but there are also people that will pay $50, and there are people that will pay $5,000 for a dress. So it just depends on which one you're putting out there. Because you can do both. You could do either. Someone's going to buy one or the other. Think about that. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, they're both dresses. Someone's going to buy $5,000. Yes, someone will buy $50. But both exist. So get out there and stop being afraid to market. Stop being afraid to consider yourself a creative entrepreneur. If you need help through this, that is why I'm here. That is why I'm a mindset coach for creative entrepreneurs. That is my niche, as they like to say. So that's why my course is out there. I do offer coaching. My time is very limited, as you can see, because I'm picking up my kids. And I'm doing my own work all the time. So to get me one-on-one all the time, it's going to cost even more to the course. So, yeah, I want to see people thrive and succeed and just know that they can, that it's an option. All right, I have to go pick up my kiddos. It is soccer mom night, and somehow I had to figure out how to mow my lawn. I rent and I don't have a lawnmower, but now I'm getting a call saying you better figure out how to mow your lawn. I'm like, oh crap, I either have to find somebody or I have to do it myself. So I don't know, one or the other. Adventures in single mom life, and creative entrepreneurism. All right, I'm gonna go get my kids. That was my rant. There'll be another live stream about something less ranty later. So go out and do something amazing, and I will talk to you later. Bye.